toured Bill Hall's house. Did you all have any comments?
No, not at this time.
Well, we do have to make a decision. He does have, there is another offer. Something you might want to consider is a mortgage. Mr. Hall's son, Donald, called me and told me that they were putting the house up for sale and that they were getting a real estate person. Because, and one of the reasons they wanted to move as soon as possible is that they had a $900 a month mortgage on the house, and they couldn't afford to pay their mortgage and Mr. Hall's mortgage also. So at the either we'll have to have a second meeting if we find out that they're ready to sell to someone else because of family.
Why do you want to buy the building? You haven't said any of that. This is new.
This is not new. It went out a long time ago. I'm sorry you all are not keeping
You
up with
put it on a work session. You never talked at a town meeting that you wanted to buy a citizen's house. And for what purpose?
All right, firstly,
talk to the citizens.
Firstly, Gibbons, the house, this is the first town meeting that we had since Mr. Hall died to even discuss it.
Exactly, but you're saying that everybody knew, and this is new.
I passed out a flyer with the information on it, and I'm sorry you didn't read it.
No, but you didn't have a meeting. You didn't have a meeting. So it was never discussed.
I'm not going to discuss that with you because we all know that the meeting...
Discuss it with the citizens.
We are not ready to continue discussing it at this time.
But we want to know, why do you need to buy the house?
The property.
Why? Why do you need to buy the property? For what
purpose? We want to
purpose?
expand the town's property.
For what purpose?
Where's the money?
We may decide, at one point it was going to be called the Public Safety Center. After going through it, of course, we know that it is not a fit for a police department. It's $200,000.
Doesn't matter.
And let us be forward thinking. This is the first time a property right next door has been available to the town. If at all we're going to expand and rebuild or build onto this structure, we do need more land.
Why would you take away our tax base? You're taking away a tax opportunity that brought to, that house brings tax revenue to the town.
Did you get the tax amount that we requested?
I just want to say that Commissioner Cote and I feel that this was too soon to look into that. For some reason, Ms. Robinson just felt an urgent need to solely look into this project herself.
I'm not solely looking at it. We're all talking about it. This is the first time that we've been able to talk about it since Mr. Hall died.
Too fast in doing this.
We're not moving fast.
Our approval.
We're not.
We're supposed to have a commission approval before we even think about looking into it, but we didn't.
That's not true. I passed it out. If you all did not want us to look, I talked to each one of you, and you said, okay, let's look into it. Now, if you're changing your minds, that's another issue. But we can, thank you, but we can review this as we go along. For us not to get that property when it's available right next door, so that we can expand our university here in the town hall.
Expand
Okay. We haven't gotten all the answers.
Then why would you be buying something you don't even know what you're buying for? That makes no sense.
Let me,
Excuse me, Commissioner, we said it was going to be the public safety center.
Well, what's the house for the police department? The police office is supposed to be on the street patrolling. They have an office. We expanded it. We gave them, and goes up an additional.
I did, Commissioner.
Well,
the police department has outgrown the few little rooms they have over there. And I'm sorry you didn't realize that when you were police commissioner. That was the same thing existed then. But we're not going to discuss this any further at this time. We're going to move on to the next issue.
We're just interested. When are you going to discuss it?
All right.
If we're not going to discuss it now, when are you going to discuss it?
Next work session or at another meeting. But it has to be discussed.
No, it doesn't.
before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say right now that I have thought a lot about what Commissioner Robinson did. The first time I heard about purchasing Bill Hall's house was through one of these flyers. And I was not aware that that was going to be an issue at all. I am against us purchasing that property.
Thank you.
Just because of that statement you made, Mr. Givens, that it is a tax base here in town, and we want people to be able to live in town. We only have about 300 and some odd homes here in Cottage City, and we need all the tax base that we can get.
But on the other hand, the town also needs to grow in terms of property.
But we're not paying for the town.
And
It's coming out of our property.
we have property on 38 that a house can be
That's
built.
exactly my next statement. We have property on 38. If we want to do something with that property on 38 that we've been holding on to for the last 20-odd years, 28 years, then let's consider building something there that, if we need to expand. I don't think we need to do that. I think that we can expand here, we can probably go up. We'll need to get an engineer in here to figure out if everything is stable enough for us to have a second story and maybe expand in that direction. Pardon?
You have a basement.
There is a basement, it just has to be dug out.
You
but
have the junking, forget it.
It's junky, but yes, exactly.
Okay. We're going to build a shed in the back. Do you all actually believe that huge shed that you all are building is not going to fill up that back portion? It's going to be so crowded back there.
But we still don't need Bill Hall's house.
Exactly.
It's property. I'm sorry you don't understand.
that's the
that it's
case,
important for
everybody-
our town.
Mrs.
Miss Butler, excuse me, I have the floor. Miss Butler, I have the floor, and this is not citizen comment time. And I'm sorry that the citizens do not understand, who are here, the need for us to expand this property. We're on a small piece of land, but certainly the commission is not forward thinking and understand that we do need that property over there, and that we can build somewhere else.
Maybe that's your
on
thought.
a taxpayer.
Maybe that's just your thought, because it doesn't sound like anybody else is
It
agreeing.
is her thought.
But you know, every idea begins with a thought. That's not saying that everybody's going to agree with it, but it has to begin with a thought.
You have not presented it to the citizens. You have already decided.
No, I haven't. It went out.
You
And
did.
you all had plenty of time to comment. It's been out.
How can we comment? That's the first
We
meeting.
did not.
You just said that yourself.
No, you not, you
They didn't
lying.
have a meeting.
And I delivered the
They
flyer.
did not have a meeting.
You canceled the meeting.
She gonna like it.
Thank you. Did you have anything else you want to say, Commissioner? You're so good at making statements.
Okay. I was going to say that I
That's what I'm saying, because I'm gonna get loud.
I'm on the same line with Commissioner Cote. So gracefully talked about the property next door. We really, it's not, shouldn't be able to buy that property. We can do something else with the land. It has to sit, how things be sold to somebody else.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Just to let you all know, Mount Rainier had the foresight to go out and buy a property, and then after they got the property, they gave it to, they sold it to a developer to improve their area. Certainly at some time.
We're not.
That's not what they did.
No.
That's not what they
They
did.
did not do that.
And I'll explain when I have my chance to talk. I'll educate you on that point of view.
Well, thank you.
Have my thing to talk.
Okay, let's go to the staffing and polling place changes. Is that you?
Oh, yeah, that's me.